So, quick update as an appointment setter. So, as you can see from the scenery, I'm not in Genoa, I'm not in Italy, but I'm in the north of the UK on my nana's because, in case you guys don't know, I'm gonna put something here in this beautiful hut. I'm half English and half Italian, but I was born in Italy, so yeah. That's basically, even though you can't really get it from my accent. I sound like 100% American. I don't know why, you don't ask me, but I've just grown up with movies, especially when I was 15. I was watching movies like all day long. All American, but. So, talking about my update on as appointment setter, as a dialer, more specifically, guys. It's not been going great. And it's not been going great at all because remember in the last video, in case you haven't seen it, like in the last video, I was talking about the first week that I made $900 as a dialer. My first week ever as an appointment setter. But that is not the truth. And you know why? Because they lied to me. They said to me that we've collected 18K, and obviously as a setter, you get between 2.5 and 7.5% of that. Of what you collect, not of the revenue, not of the profit of what you've collected. Then obviously it depends on your contract. But in my instance, it was 5%, which is the average, and so that would have been $900, right? But that was the revenue. That wasn't the cash collected, which is really different. The cash collected is the money that the business collects. So how much the customers have paid, like right now, right, that week. And the revenue is basically the lifetime value, the value of each client, of each customer, which is 6K in this instance, because the program is 6K, the program that I'm selling. So the value of the customers, which is 3 customers, is 18K. They basically had payment, they went on payment plans, they couldn't afford 6K, they paid 3K in total. Not 3K each, 3K in total. So I've collected 150 plus some money. But yeah, guys, like, you gotta watch out for that. It's not revenue. Like, revenue is completely different. I will get that $900. Like, I'm getting paid that, but hopefully, but the money that I've made realistically is not 900 because the clients are gonna pay that in the span of like 3 to 6 months. So not in a week. Then obviously it can happen that the clients pay the full amount, but it's not usual to happen. It's not often that happens. But anyways, guys, I want to share some lessons with y'all. Talking about this because I feel like I have a few lessons that I've learned from this, from getting an offer, so they can speed run the process way faster without doing all the silly mistakes that I've done. Even though they're not silly, everybody gets into this. When you get into something, like, it's normal, especially entrepreneurship, which is not a straightforward path like university or school. Let's say it's not like a job. You get a job and you get paid. It's really difficult at the beginning. You don't really know what you're doing, and so you pay someone like I've done to teach me. But then, even if you pay for other people's mistakes, you have to gain the know-how. So how to do something like in the real world. Like, you don't have to only get the knowledge, but also actually implement it, and then fail from it, because it's inevitable, right? And I hope for you that you will fail less than me. But like, this is from my personal story, like from my personal experience. So what I've done basically is I went on an offer. Like, I was so hungry on like getting on an offer, right? I just wanted to get on an offer so that I could make money with it. But that's not how it works, because you have to validate the offer. So first things first, you have to have some offers available. So you have to apply, right? It doesn't matter if you pay someone who has already the contacts and the people, the network, and gives you the offers, right? Or if you do outreach on Instagram, it doesn't really matter. The important thing is that you apply for jobs in some way. And then the second step is you try to get as many interviews as possible, thing that I haven't done. On the first interview ever, they got sold on me, like, completely. And I was like, okay, I was really hyped. I was like, okay, gonna crush it, right? These guys are making this much and blah, 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 blah. The OT, which is the on-track earnings, was 3 to 5K, yes, plus base fee. So that's insane. I was thinking, okay, now I'm gonna make 3K, like bare minimum 3K plus 500 base fee, maybe 1K, so 4K a month. That's insane. It's not how it works, guys. Okay, don't get fooled by the OTEs. And while the OTE matters, the thing that matters the most is how much they're making, like the revenue of the company, so not how much they collected. Well, how much they collected is even better, but most of the times they don't say how much cash they collect. I don't know why, didn't ask me why, but it's just how it is, right? They just give you how much revenue they make per month. And if you want to make a good chunk of money, so for example, let's say 5K a month plus, then and you take 5% usually, then you obviously want to aim for a company that makes at least a bare minimum 150K a month, because that's not going to be the cash collected, right? So you don't get 5% of the revenue in most case scenarios. So you want to watch out for how much a company does, because if they say to you that the OT is, for example, 5K a month, 3 to 5K a month, and the company only makes 50K in revenue, it's unlikely to happen, right? Because you see how the math doesn't work, and they're like, fresh offer making 50K a month. You can make money. I'm not saying that you can't make money, but you can make the amount of money that you want to make in this instance, which is 5K. And my aim, my goal is to make as much as possible, obviously, but 5K, right? At least 3 to 4K. And the offer is only making 36K a month in revenue. And it's like, the guys have been like trying to get to 100K a month for 3 years now, and they haven't been able for whatever reason. And it doesn't matter how good you are as a setter, as a dialer, as a closer, whatever. If the business owner of the company is not on it, is not skilled, perhaps, doesn't have the know-how, doesn't know how to think, doesn't know how to make the right decisions for the business, how to observe others, how to create content, and all that kind of high leverage stuff that only the owner of a business can do, right? Like, you can't do everything, right? As a salesman, you can only do your job. So you gotta work for, like, this is my advice at least. Like, work with a company that makes at least 150K a month in revenue. Make sure that the offer is proven. Because if it's not proven, and what I mean by proven is that the setters of the current setters or the previous setters or the current closers, or so that the offer is proven. Because if the offer isn't proven, like, how can you expect to make the amount that you want to make if no one has ever done it, right? There's a famous quote, I can't remember exactly what it says, but something along the lines of, if someone has done it before you, it's achievable, right? Obviously, like, taking a grain of salt, like, it's not the exact sentence, but if a human has achieved it, you can achieve it too. So that was the biggest takeaway that I can give you guys, to honestly, like, help you and save you a ton of time or money or whatever, right, in your journey. Because I'm working for an offer that is not proven, because the previous setter was only, I don't know how much he was making. I don't even know that, right? You need to ask that. You need to know how much the team is making currently, or how much the previous setters were making, or closers, if you want to, get into closing later on. And those are the main two things that I would say. So make sure to watch out for that, and don't get fooled by the OTs, 5K a month, 10K a month. Don't be fooled for that, because you always got to do the math. You always got to think for yourself. That's why thinking is so important. Like, it's not even funny. Like, if you learn how to think, you will basically, like, solve, I don't know what's the percentage, but most of the problems you will be able to solve, because you just will be able to think for yourself instead of always, relying on your mentor or someone else. Because inevitably, like, it's inevitable that you're going to fail and you're going to learn through mistakes. It's just completely normal. Like, even if you pay for someone and you buy their mistakes, essentially, it's normal that you're going to mistake. Like, anyways, it always happens, right? Because you gotta do it. You gotta go in the trenches. You gotta actually do the thing. So yeah, guys, those are my main two takeaways that I can give you. Tomorrow I'm gonna go back to Italy, go back to Genoa, go back to the grind. I'm gonna apply for as many jobs as possible, jobs that I wanna actually work for, that have potential, that are making money, that have opportunities, that are proven, etc., etc., etc. Even if the business owner is someone, clever and everything, and he has the vision, don't get sold on the vision. Get sold on how much you can realistically make with the offer, because the vision is nothing if they don't have a realistic plan, and then how long you want to take to make that money. Because even if they have a great vision, they have a great plan, then it might take to them to get to, 50, 100, to the next milestone, like 6 months. Do you want to wait 6 months and work your ass off and make half the money that you want to make, while you could be making the amount that you want to make ASAP, like right now, with another offer? You could always, if you don't burn bridges with a business owner, you could always go back to the other person. If you really like him, if you really like the culture and the team, you can always go back to them later on the line when they make more money and there's more opportunity. So don't burn bridges, and stick to it. Work with the right company. In fact, now I'm gonna apply as soon as I go back home. I'm gonna apply to as many jobs as possible. My mentor gave me, I don't know, he gave us so many offers to apply to, so it's like infinite. So can't wait for that. I'm gonna shoot a bunch of looms, apply, and let you guys know in a bit. Okay, hopefully, like, I don't know when I'm gonna make another video, but probably next week, maybe even sooner when I have some updates. So with that being said, I'm gonna see you in the next one.